Hello everyone. In this video we are gonna present what is sdxess. So first of all, here we have a computer that is located in China, Beijing. Just to show that, I'm gonna open here a website where we can see the location of the computer. So that website is mylocation.org. Just for showing here, this computer is located in Beijing, China. So as we can see here in the website, we have China, Beijing, and we can even see that there is no map here since China doesn't allow services like Google or Facebook. We can also see that if we try to enter google.com, we will see that this website is going to be like loading forever. It's like it's not possible to access Google from China. If we try to do that with Facebook, it's gonna happen something similar. It's still like loading, but the websites will never come out. If we try to go to some other websites like netflix.com, we will see that the website is gonna appear, but it's gonna tell us that the service of Netflix is not allowed in China. So here it says, sorry, Netflix is not available in your country yet. But also, since we are in China, we are still able to see like some Chinese websites like youku.com without any problem. Also, we can see here that we have like some videos that they are like a region block from some websites like AC Fun. So if we try this website here in China, we are going to be able to see it without any problem. So we can see here that the video is like loading. But after a while, we can see that we are able to play the video without any problem. So this is just like a normal internet connection in China. You are able to see all the Chinese websites, but you are not able to use services like Netflix, Facebook, or Google. So what people have been done in China for trying to avoid this problem, to be able to access like the Facebook services and Google services, they connect to VPNs directly to the VPN.
Right now I'm going to use a different VPN that is not sdxess, just for testing. This is a proxy-based VPN that maybe it's mainly used here in China. And after I enable, I can try to access again to my location, and you can see that the location actually changed from China to United States because right now we are working we are connected from different VPN, and after I try to connect to Chinese services, I will get an error, okay, because I'm trying to access Chinese services from the outside.
Also, if you try to see Google and Facebook, the services are going to be available, right?
Yeah, from Google will work, Facebook will work, but some Chinese services will not, because they are actually trying to be accessed from a different country that is not China.
Okay, so now we are going to present our product as sdxess. Okay, so now that Rafael has disconnected from the service, we can just show again that mylocation.org will show again Beijing, China. Something interesting that we can notice here is like when we were connected to the VPN, the map show Google Maps, since it's a Google Maps service, it's Google Maps services. But when we are already connected, when we are not connected to the VPN, the map doesn't appear. So we can see here again that it came back to be China, Beijing, but right now the map is appearing. Probably the maps could be like already charged. Yeah, like there could be like a cache problem, but we can see that Google didn't respond anymore. If we try to reload Facebook again, probably we will have exactly the same problem. And Netflix is still showing that in the CN location. but now this website, the Chinese service, is gonna be available again. So now we are gonna show what sdxess can do. In order to do that, we are gonna connect to a temporal website that we have for sdxess, where we can download our installer. So we can go to this URL. We can see here our products, and we can go to downloads. And so here we are gonna download the Windows version. We are just gonna save it on our desktop just to show a little bit easily like how this works. And we are just gonna wait for the installer to download. So now we can see in our desktop that we have the sdxess version 1.2.15, and we can try to install this on our computer. The installer is really easy to run. It will only require like some administrative privileges, so we just click here in yes. But basically the installation is just like asking in which folder you want to install it. By default it's gonna be in program file sdxess folder, so we just need to click next, then install, and we just need to wait for the installer to finish. So we will see like some small windows that they will be popping up because they are like preparing our network to be able to connect to our VPN service. And we will also see that there was a shortcut already created for us in order to use the app. So we are just gonna wait a little bit until this window is closed by itself. So we can see here that there is still working, and some messages as driver installed successfully are already appearing. So once all the windows are totally closed, the installation is gonna be successful. So now that we see that there is no any other black window running, and basically the completing the sdxess setup wizard appear, we can click just finish, and our app is ready to use. So just to show again, we are gonna show that google.com still is not working, Facebook is still not working, and Netflix is still appearing in China. Also, if we remember, our mylocation.org will still be showing that we are going to be in China. Probably the map is going to appear because it's already loaded. But now we are going to open sdxess program and show how it works. So we just double click our shortcut. It's going to ask us for administrative privileges, so we just click yes, and we are going to see this login window that is going to appear here. So now here basically it's already like set it with a default account that we use for demo. We are just gonna set the password for this account, and basically we are just gonna click on connect. So we can see here that it's already trying to connect to Taiwan, and it's just showing some messages like a successful connection, and it's like routing some IPs. So once the app appears as connected to Taiwan, TAP as sdxess, we will know that the app is already connected and working. When sdxess is already connected, we can see that it has been hidden here in the notification bar. But for now, since we are already connected, let's just go back to our websites. Let's reload again all of them and let's see what happens. So let's go to google.com, let's refresh google.com, Facebook, Netflix, and as we can see here, Google is already working, and something interesting is that the location that it appears is from Taiwan. Also Netflix, as you can see here, right now it's still loading, but it's still appearing as a China location. This reason is because Netflix is still located in China. Our sdxess app, it only sends like the important websites that we require. In this case, we only have Google and Facebook. So if we try to see our Chinese websites like youku.com, we are going to still be able to see. We really don't need to disconnect to continue watching the Chinese websites and the Chinese services. So for showing that, let's show this video here again. So if you remember from the original VPN that we had, when we try to see this video, it throws an error. But right now that we are connected to sdxess, we are still able to watch the video without any problem. Also, just for showing here again, we already reload my location.com and it appears as on China Beijing. So here we can see the video still runs without any problem, and we still have access to Google and Facebook without any problem. So this is why sdxess is so different to any other VPN that we have, because it's just gonna let us access the websites that we really need. So something good about it is like our internet connection speed is not gonna be affected, as in other VPNs that once you connected to the VPN, the internet could be decreased. The internet speed could be decreased. So right now we can see that we still not be able to see Netflix.com because we are just like asking for Facebook and Google as defaults. So in order to let us to see Netflix.com in China, we can go to our app and we can click on the control panel, and we will see that we have so many websites here. And all the websites that has a check here that are being like routed by sdxess are the ones that are gonna appear in our VPN. So in this case, we can see that we have here Netflix on the list. So we can just click Netflix. But also, something that happened in services like Netflix, since they want to block so many users like from China or from other countries that they want to access to the services from locations that are not supported, they try to avoid VPNs as well. So in this case, because Netflix.com is a well-known site, we know that Netflix from the inside, it requires from mylocation.org as well to know the location of the user that is using Netflix in that moment. Also, they have another private services and some IPs that they need to be like rerouted, and they are not located in the Netflix.com. It's just like some request that Netflix.com do under the hood, just to detect if the user is using a proxy server or if it's using a VPN service. In this case, we can see that in sdxess app, while we are like trying to reroute all the IPs, all the default IPs from Netflix.com, it's taking a little bit of time because Netflix.com is one of the web services that has so many IPs. So in sdxess, in order that we are waiting for those IPs to be rerouted, everything is disabled right now. We cannot do anything. We cannot click these buttons here. And we can see that we have here some percentage that is still working. In the case of Netflix.com, is the slowest one. It's really the only one that it will take this time. Other websites like Facebook, Google, they don't have like so many IPs, and we are gonna see this soon. So as I mentioned, for making Netflix.com work, we don't need only to reroute the website. We will also need to reroute mylocation.org. That, as you can see here, it was really fast compared to Netflix.com. And we will also have to add this service here, AS2906. So once we reroute these services, Netflix.com and mylocation.org, we are going to be able to use Netflix from China. So just for showing that, also says here, it's like remember to delete the cache of your browser, because of course it's like if there are like some HTML websites already saved on your computer, the web server is not gonna load the new ones. So let's just close here. In order to remove the cache, I'm just gonna refresh here the website with Ctrl+Shift+R for making like a hard refresh, and we can see that the location of Netflix already changed from China to Taiwan, and we are still able to see the Chinese services like this website here. Everything is still the same. We can see Google here. On maps, when we enter on maps, actually what happens is like it's trying to detect where is the location, and we can see that here is detecting Taipei. So we can see here that, that the default map that is gonna show for maps is Taipei. Okay, so for some advanced users, sometimes we also want to reroute some other websites that maybe they are not in the list. So sdxess also offers a service that you can add any other website that you want. So we already have like some default websites, but if we want to change that, let's say like we want to add another website, we simply need to click here, add a website, and we can just enter the domain name. So as an example of that, I think that we could try to use this acfun.cn to see what happens. Like what happens if we run that website from Taiwan. So let's add acfun.cn. So our web service of sdxess is gonna try to crawl all the IP addresses that belongs to this website, and it's gonna return us to us. So something interesting in here is like we can see that the IP addresses of acfun.cn are already included in cancan.com, probably because they share servers. So we can see that cancan here is already located, is already in the list. So before we show what will happen with this website, if we want to know how long a website can take to reroute all the IPs, we can go to the details of the website, and we can see, like in the case of speedtest.net, it requires all these many IPs in here. That they are not too much, as if we compare it to the ones of tv.cancan. So we can see here that the list is really long. So that's why it takes a lot of time to reroute all these IPs